teenagers and their phones are 5 and 6. It's definitely a long walk to freedom if you're thinking about taking their phones from them. But here on this podcast, we discussed and dived deep on finding ways to creatively reduce screen time. I had the honor of having students from Higher Heights College GRA Onitsha, and they had to speak from their own experience. My name is Oma, your very sweetheart on radio, TV, social media, sweetheart everywhere. Welcome to my podcast, Oma Diary 360, where I chronicle my journey as a broadcast journalist. I had this conversation with these teenagers on 20 Spot Show, and I present it to you. Take a listen and enjoy it. Okay, so we have students from Higher Heights College, and I'm so excited that they are here because we'll be having an amazing and interesting conversation. My name is Oma, your very sweetheart on radio, TV, social media, sweetheart everywhere. This is 20 Spot Show, that program where we raise teenagers, where we raise young people to be bold, to believe in themselves, to believe that they can do it, like we inculcate that can do it spirit in the teenagers. When they come here, when they are done, they build themselves and they are built. All right. So this program is where we raise champions, we raise kings and queens. And with me are students from Higher Heights College, located in GRA here in Onitsha. They've been coming on this platform, and I'm so excited to have them here, and they look absolutely amazing. Now you have to come closer to the mic to introduce yourselves or by yourselves. Let's start with you.
Thank you so much for this great opportunity. I go by name French School Prince Wisdom from Higher Heights College School.
Welcome. The next person, you have to be quick. The next person.
I go by Okoli Munachi from the School of Higher Heights College.
Okay, Munachi, this is your first time of coming here, right?
Yes.
You don't have to be shy, right? There's always a first time for everyone. Okay.
My name is Edward Christabella, and I'm from Higher Heights College.
Christabel, this is your first time of coming here and your first time on radio, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Oh yeah, Angel.
My name is Angel Chikeme, and I'm from Higher Heights College.
Welcome, Angel. Brenda.
My name is Brenda Chikeme, and I'm from Higher Heights College.
Okay, welcome.
I'm Michi Kenan, and I'm from Higher Heights College.
Amici Kenan, I love that name. Now the last person.
My name is French School.
Now you have to come closer. Go on.
Okay, my name is French School. I'm from Higher Heights.
Divine Wealth, we can't hear you. Come closer to the mic.
My name is French School.
Okay, from Higher Heights. All right, so you just have to be quick and come closer to the mic. Once we're having this discussion, just come closer to the mic, all of you. All right, so another thing that we do here on 20 Sport Show is that we use this opportunity to groom young people, to help them with public speaking. And by the time, one of the things I've realized with this show is that by the time these kids are done coming here, they improve, they are bold, and they can speak publicly. Okay, so we are looking at creative ways students, teenagers can actually reduce screen time. What do we mean by screen time? The number of times, hours, minutes, days that they spend on their phones, on their laptops. Why did I come up with this topic? I realized that a lot of young people, teenagers, they are stuck on their phone. Like you're with a teenager, you know, it got so bad. I just returned from Lagos. It got so bad that I was in school, right? A teenager is walking on the road, they are pressing their phones. Like it's that bad. A teenager is walking on the road, literally pressing phones. They come to the cafeteria to eat, they are pressing phones. Every time they are cooking, you can imagine someone cooking and the person is pressing phone. So I believe it's something that we all need to work on. So let's start with you, okay? Now, first of all, let's start with disadvantages before we get to the advantages. What are the disadvantages of spending so much time on the phone or even laptops?
All right, thank you so much for this opportunity. First of all, screen time is actually the amount of time you spend on the screen, and it's not mostly on the good part as much as just on the bad parts. Like it has its disadvantages. The disadvantages of screen time are. Firstly, it causes eye issues and eye problems. Yeah,
okay.
Due to the light radiation on the screen and the light rays, it tends to affect the eye so badly that we don't know it's been affected. We have been affected, but we are on the screen for over a long period of time before finding out that we're actually being affected by that. That's why some people, after using the screen find that the eye is red, or maybe they're having eye ache or something like that. No one not to light. So that is actually the main first reason disadvantage of screen time.
So all of you are going to take your time and tell us the disadvantages. So don't repeat what the other person has said. All right, so let's take from the second person. What are the disadvantages of spending so much time on the phone or laptops?
Disadvantages of spending so much time on the phone or laptop are as follows. They get distracted from their school activities.
Okay.
Sometimes spending their time on social media. They are seeing what they are not meant to see.
Okay, let's look at distraction. Let's look at distraction. You said they get distracted. Do you have a phone?
No, ma.
Okay, you don't have a phone. Okay, now, for some of the teenagers that you've seen use their phones, how distracted, if you're meant to calculate the distraction from 50 to 100, would you say they are distracted 100%, or they are distracted 95%, or they are distracted 50%? Or they are distracted 10%?
95%.
95%. That's to say that the distraction level is high, is on the increase, right? Because of too much screen time, right?
Yes,
all right, thank you so much. The next person.
I feel that disadvantages of screen time is too much. Like, for example, it causes them to it can lead to depression.
Depression.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Because on social medias, there are many people with cars, expensive wear, designers wears, and then you're feeling that you can't get this thing, and you're feeling that you're not worth it. You're feeling your worth is so low. You're feeling, in fact, you're feeling too oppressed. Like you're feeling that, like the oppression.
Yes,
it's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much, and then you see girls flirting with boys, and then you're feeling like, Jesus Christ, like it's too much for you to bear.
Yeah.
And then your self-esteem begins to depreciate. From there it leads to depression.
Wow, that's a beautiful point. Depression. That's interesting. Okay, Brenda.
Yeah, there are a lot of disadvantages of having
too much screen
too
time.
much screen time,
Okay.
because most of the time they don't achieve what they want to achieve.
Okay.
Because you see that throughout, like, hours you could have used to do other things, or maybe achieve something, or those are your goals you've been saying you will do. See that it's mostly spent on the phone, because then your attention span is literally very, very low, because when you try to listen to something, you get so distracted, like, because see that the attention span of a teenager is less than 6 seconds because of too much usage of phone. They are literally scrolling on TikTok.
Is it TikTok that you go to?
Or Instagram?
You go to Instagram. No, tell us don't worry. Don't mind her. Don't mind her. Just tell us the truth. Which ones? No, it's not just you. Teenagers, literally, I've noticed this. But we are working together, right? There is responsible use of the internet, and there is irresponsible use of the internet. It's actually the irresponsible use of the internet that causes this all these challenges you're talking about. That is the prolonged screen use. Okay, so you talked about attention span, reduced attention span, right? What other things did you talk about?
Not
achieving your goals, even when you set those goals, right? Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
There are a lot of disadvantages when it comes to screen time, and one of them is your back posture. Because teenagers, like, when they use their phone, some people, due to what wisdom say, like eye problem, they won't be able to see their phone well, so they will have to bend, and their back will now start paining them, because when you finish using their phone and they realize that they have backache, which will now lead to what people say hunchback, because you start having hunchback because you'll be bending so much to see your phone, which will lead to back.
Okay, let's say like, how many hours will a teenager use phones and will cause that kind of challenge?
Let's say up to 10 hours.
10 hours at a stretch.
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear from the last person. Then we'll go round. I want you to tell me truth. How many hours you, as a person, how many hours you spend on the phone? Be truthful. Let's hear from you. Kenan.
Okay. But there are a lot of disadvantages.
Come closer to the mic.
There are a lot of disadvantages with people using screen time. But
Okay.
it depends on what you're going to use like the screen to do.
Okay.
Like personally, screen time distracts us from things that we know you're exposed to, like timing. It affects our timing because you know that you plan to do this thing and you end up not doing it because you're always on the screen. You forgot when the time actually passed.
Mhm.
Yeah, by the time you finish, it's like
I love your vibes. Go on. I love your vibes. Go on.
I feel like even though now I start using the laptop now,
Mm.
I feel like time just flew.
Yeah.
And secondly, light emissions. I feel like when blue rays from the screen actually, like blue rays on the screen, like charges more melatonin in the body. I feel like when melatonin increases in the body, it turns into a disease.
Okay.
Then the content, what people see on social media is not everything you see as supposed to, like. You know, when children like actually they behave on what they see more than what they hear. They tend to be things that they see on social media than what they actually hear from their parents.
What interesting. Like, okay, tell me how many hours, like in a week? No, be honest. In a week is Sunday to Sunday, right? How many hours can you calculate? All of you be calculating it. Okay, let me not use week. Let me use a day. Right? Day. How many hours you spend on the internet, on social media in a day?
Just for
4 hours. You said just 4. In a day of 24 hours, you're spending 4 hours. Okay, that's okay. Then you?
Thank you for this opportunity. Basically, I spend I will not say that I go through the social media daily, but when I do so, at least I spend not up to 2 hours because
Not in a day.
yes, in a day because I'm someone that if I'm like focused at the screen for a long period of time, like after work, when I'm done, I have this sensation on my head, like a kind of headache.
Okay.
So it kind of like reacts to my body. So
Okay.
it makes me kind of like control the way
You use it.
I use it.
Oh,
yes.
now you are the lived experience of what we're even talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
That means if you spend time like 3 hours, look at him. These children, if you spend time like 3 hours or 4 hours, it will affect you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, and so basically, most times, even when you tend to use the laptops or phones for the right thing, some schools, basically like my school, we have access to laptops for our notes, even to like study more, study further. But basically, say for a teenager, sometimes it tends to concerning me, it tends to affect you more. Like what Wisdom said concerning the eye, not except from the eye. It affects your head because when you're done with the screen, sometimes you get this sensation on your head. You feel dizzy. You feel like you're stressed out. When you just
True.
And sometimes some people spend like 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 2 hours in the screen, and when they're done, they're like, I feel so stressed out. I feel so tired. When you just
You just sat down in a place and you're just pressing your phone.
Yeah, sometimes when you spend that same 2 hours with your notes, you don't feel that sensation. So it's like kind of like those radiations from your phone and this thing like kind of like has effects
on you without your knowledge of it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
so much.
All right, let's quickly, because of time, let's quickly jump into the next question. Let me start with you. All right. Now we are going to take through creative ways. Now we are talking to teenagers. We have millions of teenagers listening to us, and parents and guardians, teachers, school owners listening to us on this program. Now, because internet, the media, is the #1 influencer of our time right now. Okay, we want to know how can we creatively manage screen time. How can teenagers creatively? Because I've come to a point where I'm no longer telling teenagers don't go to the phones. I mean, if you're telling that to a teenager, akoke ikoja, it's called akoke ikoja. Ikocha itina bagi. It's the truth. If I was in a school on Thursday. When I visited that school last year, when I went to that school and I asked, how many of you go on TikTok? Not all of them raised their hands. I spoke to them on digital safety, digital security. After talking, I went to that school on Thursday. How many of you on TikTok? All of them. I said, okay, no problem. And I get it now. So how can we creatively manage screen time?
Teenagers, like by themselves, they can creatively manage their screen time by encouraging themselves, like drop the phone and do offline activities.
Okay.
Because there's some teenagers, they realize that they're on phones more and they don't like spend quality time with their family. So they should like spend quality time with their family. They should interact with their friends. They should go out, like not on the phone, like they should go out, talk to their friends, eat some food, do some exercise, because they realize that when they're on their phone, they don't do exercise, which will now make them to like add weight and they will now be very, very huge. So if they go on exercise, they keep them fit, they'll be physically fit to do any tasks without fatigue.
Okay.
And also,
just say one. You've said one. Okay, let's have another person. Okay, come. Please make sure you don't repeat what the other person has said. We are looking at creative ways. Come now. We are looking at creative ways that teenagers can reduce screen time. What they can do instead of using the phone. Instead of pressing the phone, instead of sitting hours pressing phones, what else can they do that will keep them busy and they will not feel bored?
Okay, yeah,
she has talked about interacting with family members. What other things can they do?
Okay, thank you so much, man, for this opportunity. I will still go with what I was. Basically, first of all, it starts from you determining what you want. Because sometimes when you tell a child that do not do this, you will not want to do it, but you will still get that feeling of if you don't do it, you should feel like something is wrong.
Something is wrong.
So it first starts from your determination. You have to be like, this is setting your goals. You have to be like, I'll do this. This is my screen time. This is my reading time. This is my usual activities time. You understand? So what I think is that other activities that you can do except from your screen time are, it differs because there's time for everything. Because when you have times for reading, you drop your phone, you assess your notes, try to grasp more information. Then when you have time for leisure activities like playing games, most of us do more of ball games, most of us do more of tennis. Some of us sometimes, like, I have a friend that I came to his house, he was like, that he was on his phone, so I was like, bro, can't we do something else? He was like, okay.
You visited him and he's on his phone.
On his phone, yeah. So I was like, can't you do something else? He was like, okay, let's go play games. So I was like, let me say playing game was something like football. Listen, the guy jumped to his game. I was like, wait, you're still on game, like your eyes are still on the TV. so what is the difference? So what I'm trying to say is that we should try to like get more time to exercise our body, because most especially exercise like
football, right?
Yeah.
It will help keep you busy without really feeling bored.
And keep our brains
active, right? Good. Thank you so much. Next person.
Thank you for this great opportunity.
Go ahead, please.
It seems like children can't help themselves by themselves.
Really?
So, yeah, they actually need the help of an adult beside them.
Okay.
So it's better off when an adult stay beside them to monitor them, give them time to use their screen. Because it's as if when there's no adult around, they seem like to do what they want to do and how they want to do it. So it's better off when there is an adult or...
So actually calling on the parents this time around.
Yes, on the parents to help them to limit their screen time. And
who even gives the teenagers phones? Parents, right?
Yes.
It's your parents that arms you with that phone.
Yes.
Good. Thank you so much.
Also,
what? It's your parents that gives you phones now, is it not? It's your parents that gives you phones now. Okay, so you're calling on the parents to monitor the screen time of their kids.
Yes,
if you have to give... But let me ask you, all of you, those of you that said you have a phone, before your parents gave you that phone, was there a social media discussion with you? An instruction? Was there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there was. Oh, good. Good. Please, when you get home, please give your parents kudos from me. All right, thank you so much. You're calling on parents to monitor what the kids do
and to give them time.
And to give them time for when they will be on the phones, right?
Yes,
thank you so much. Next person.
Thank you for this opportunity. I feel like
go on.
Teenagers should, first of all, you should be willing to actually want to reduce your screen time.
Be willing to want to reduce your screen time, okay?
Because when you have to realize first, and then you have to realize that you actually, your screen time is too high. Then after realization, you can like go with putting timers on their phones.
Okay.
Like we have app timers. By putting maybe on YouTube, for example, you put like 30 minutes. When you're done using 30 minutes, it goes off.
Okay.
So you can't actually use that app again. And then you should also like have like a dopamine list of things that actually naturally give you dopamine.
Okay.
Because
what's dopamine?
It's this it's called again.
Is that thing, that enzyme, that
yes,
thing
that makes you actually
feel happy, want to do something, go to do something.
Yes.
That's high. It's called the highness in everyone. Okay, it's an energy level.
Because if like you have things that you know you're actually always willing to do, that and apart from the phone, then you will not even remember that you have a phone, because that way you'll be always busy to go do those things rather than being on the phone.
So what could it be? Could it be like, can you name some of them? Like you as a person, what gives you dopamine? Singing in church? What? Going to church, playing football, playing volleyball, or being on the phone? Tell me the truth.
Writing.
Oh, writing. That's good. So you feel happy when you write, when you're able to produce something. That's good. Are you for real?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's beautiful. Okay, the next person.
I feel that friends too are more, because teenagers should mind the kind of friends they keep.
Okay.
And the friends they keep will affect them or make them good. Because if you have friends that are always talking about social media and TikTok, public speaking, endurance them, and so you want to know what's popping, and eventually you end up
doing what they're doing.
Yeah. And maybe if you're trying to like cut the time you spend on your phone, by the time you have friends that are telling you, look at, did you see what this person is wearing? Did you see? So by the time when did you see is up to like 5 times, you want to go and check what's happening, and then you end up being addictive to your phone again. And that's why it's good for parents, like my colleague said. Parents need to get close to their children. It's good for parents to get close to their children, because they might not know, the teenagers might not know, like they're getting addicted to their phone again. And then so, but when the parents is that close to your children, especially mothers, because they know how they do their stuff, and they know they'll be like,
they know how they do their stuff. I like that. Go on.
They know how to caution their children, tell them like, this, since you met this friend, you have been changing, you have everything about you just changed, and then the teenager will now know how to amend his ways.
His or her ways.
Yeah, and know how to cut that friend off. But when the parents is not close to the person, they might not know, and then keep getting addictive, and by the time they will find that it's only too late to amend the damages they made in their life. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, the next person. Quickly.
Right,
Go ahead.
One of creative way teenagers can actually reduce screen time, I think, is all about yourself and your mindset towards your phone. You know, because I've actually seen some people that actually calls their phone their god. Like, there's some teenagers
that calls their phone their god.
Yeah,
that's new.
There's some teenagers that if a parent sees their phone, it's as if like you've seized the person's life. Like there's no way for the person cries, like as if like you took what was most valuable for them. You know?
Wow, that's addiction. That's addiction.
I think teenagers should not depend on phone always, because you know personally what my parents do actually, you know, during school periods, in time of school line, they actually takes the phone. Then after the school period, they give you book, because there are a lot of things you can do without that phone, even without the internet. That's why textbooks are provided for you, books are provided for you, novels are provided for you. There are thousands of things you can do without your phone.
Are you wisdom?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. my goodness. Wisdom. That's why they call you wisdom. Thank you so much. Thanks for that point. Come, Kenan, the last person. Go ahead.
I feel like what I said before, children tend to do what they see than more of what they hear. Like as a parent, you cannot come to that table and tell the child to drop the phone. Then you end up start pressing your own at the end. But I know that there are some parents that yes, you have works, you have jobs that need to be on your phone 24/7. But as a child, maybe I might actually drop the phone that time. And what's running in my head is she tell me to drop my phone and now she's here pressing her own. So at the point, you just like let me just carry it and I'll just start pressing it again. So I feel like parents should be example. They should set the examples first.
Parents should be intentional.
Yes,
they should set the example. See how they are giving her thumbs up. Hey, these kids. So they're saying parents should be intentional. Finally, I want someone to tell me what schools can do. Because schools, wisdom come. Schools actually arm their students with phones. And school encourages their students to pick up phones. What can school do? 1 minute, please.
Even though school wants to encourage the use of phones in their school, there are certain ways to do it. First of all, you can put a parent's guide in their phone. Like there's some places you shouldn't go to, or there's some rates of things that students or teenagers shouldn't do in their phone. Like my school, there are times for things, and phones or laptops are being checked frequently to avoid the use of games and other things, and you evaluate every note so you can get backup for. So screen time is not only on the bad side; it also have a good part on it, because this also provides you with a lot of knowledge and things to do. So schools can really help them, honestly, because it helps them helps teenagers to know the good of their phone. It's not all about TikTok. Imagine, I mean, if I should be a boarder right now, and my school we use phone only to read, go on textbooks, read novels. I mean, when I'll come back home, my mind might not really go to use of TikTok. I was like, which novel or which textbook should I use? Stuff like that. So schools really can play a great part.
Great part in it. Thank you so much. I believe, dear listeners, you've heard them all. If you're a teenager and you're listening to us on this program, you've heard from teenagers like you. That's part of the reasons why 20 Sports Show is strictly for teenagers, and we bring on, even if there's going to be an adult here, it will be what affects teenagers. They have told us practical ways, creative ways you can drop your phone and do something different. Like I said, I have come to accept the fact that teenagers and their phones are 5 and 6. But it's very important that we note that we can't... Are you listening to me?
Yes, yes.
We can't be technology candy, like tech candies. We should be people. You know who tech candies are? These are people who consume technology, who consume everything, consumable games, apps, TikTok. You're consuming it. But why don't you be the person who provides and produces it? If you're going to use your phone, think of, is somebody that produced TikTok, AI, artificial intelligence that we're talking about, it is software engineers that came up with codes, that came up with these things. So if you're going to be on them, why don't you think about, why can't I produce something? Why can't I come up with something? So I'm challenging every one of you right here. If you're going to be on your phone, even if you're spending 2 hours on your phone, 3 hours on your phone, 1 hour on your phone, 30 minutes, 30 minutes on your phone, think of what you can do. Think of what you can produce. Think of a product that can come through from that phone. So, are you taking my challenge?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, are you taking my challenge?
Yes,
So, the next time you will come here, we'll have that conversation on what you thought about, what you came up with, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a deal?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Thank you so much for coming through. My name is Omar. You're very sweetheart on radio, TV, social media, sweetheart everywhere. And I have with me students from Higher Heights College. Thank you so much for joining us, and see you.
Sweetheart on radio.